Hey, how's it going? Welcome back. And this is Amy. And if you're new, welcome to this is Book Talk Thursday. We made it. We made it Thursday. We're here. We're all here. Fur babies are here. There's one in here. There's one here. And then there's one on the ground over at the end of the bed that you might maybe hear snoring. I don't know. So I can hear it, but hopefully you can't. She snores kind of loud. Anywho, we got our coffee. Oh, what happened? Okay, keep moving things around with this mousy mouse. Coffee. Still in my fall cup. I have a bunch of Christmas cups I gotta start pulling out. That is the, again, Starbucks Holiday Blend, limited edition, non-paid advertisement. This isn't even an advertisement. It's just something I like. Something I do. And I'm not drinking coffee on here to be showy. It's just I drink coffee. I drink my cup, but this is only one cup today. And I drink it. So you're going to see me drinking it. Because that's what I do with it. And sorry if people think it looks copycatish. It's not. It's not. Those of us who drink and love coffee, it is not copycat. We're not copycatting drinking coffee on our booktube. We're drinking it to get through the day. Okay? Just FYI out there in case there's any doubters. But yeah, but I also have juice because I was feeling like some orange juice. And we're going to do a reading wrap up today for what I finished in October, which there's 6 books, and I did pretty good. I still wish I had more, but anyway, so yeah. So I also have, I'm also going to, in January, it's a ways away, I know, but Gabbyreads, she's hosting her Winterween again this year, and it's in January, and it's going to be, and we'll talk more about that later, probably next month. But it's going to be from January 10th through the 16th, 2025. And she already has her video out for her prompts, and she has merch. Very cute merch. She always has such cute merch, shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts. Her sister does stickers, and somebody else does bookmarks for her. But I'll link that down below. I think that was yesterday that it came out. And yeah. Glad I usually don't I'm not going to get she usually has 5 prompts. I usually am not going to get through 5 books in a week, but you know, I usually participate. I try to at least finish the books. It may take all month, but you know, whatever. It's fun, it's cute. I love it. She just has she's a great gal. She has a great channel. I've been watching that channel for a few years now since I've been watching BookTube. And so yeah, you can check it out. And she's Gabbyreads, and she's hosting Winterween in January, and she does Summerween in I think it's July. I'm not sure. But anyway, so yeah. So I'm also reading right now. I'm currently reading, trying to get through. It's a very short book. It is Tales of the Tekongs. It's a Pacific Islander, Oceania author. He's Tongan, and it's a very short book. It's like 93 pages. I have four more short stories. There's like 12 short stories in this book, and I got 4 left. But it's about it's a make-believe island. Um, it's Tico, a tiny island in the Pacific Ocean, faces a tidal wave of development, development, which threatens to demolish ancestral ways and the human spirit. So it's just a um, little sketches, little stories of how would you say? Not stories of fatal impact so much as upbeat tales of indigenous responses to cultural and economic imperialism. That's well said. And his name is Ipeli Hau'afa. And I'm probably terribly, terribly mispronouncing that, but that's as close as we're going to get. So that's what I'm reading currently right now, trying to get through this little thing. I've been reading it for a few days, but I haven't read it every day. I usually read a couple of stories a day. They're really short, couple pages. But anyway, this is interesting. I love it. It's funny. It's humorous. It's very interesting on the take on the view of the islanders and all these different things coming in that trying to make them better, and colonialism. Anyway, yeah, it's just it's a great little read. So have that. But today, we're gonna do the weather update. Weather update. Weather update. It's been chill. It's been good. It's been chill. We're loving our warm coffee. Mm, and right now it says it's 51 degrees at 9:04 a.m. in Northern California. Gosh, and they're having such fierce fires down there in Southern California again. That wind, those Santa Ana winds, man, it literally is a killer. I hope they can get that under control and put out soon. If you haven't seen it, there's like yesterday I seen fire started in around Malibu on the ocean front there. There was a house. I don't know any more about those ones. And then there's another fire. This is Ventura County that's being devastated by this fire. So yeah, prayers to them. Hopefully that gets out and the winds die down. But anyway, side note. So yeah, 51 degrees here and high of 71 today. That's good. Um, we're gonna have 71 for a few days, and it's gonna go to like the high 60s, mid 60s. We might have some rain in a Sunday night, maybe Monday morning. I don't know. That's what it says on my phone. But and then we're gonna have some chillier days, highs. It looks like I thought it was gonna be, well, the 15th, 16th says it's down to 60. Mm-hmm. I think, oh, here we go. I was gonna say, I thought I had some 59s. I do. The 20th and the 21st, supposedly, is 59. And that is, it looks like the chilliest it's gonna get for a little bit. But anyway, that's your weather update. Short and sweet, chill, and then, yeah, might have some rain. We'll see. If we have a wet winter, that means we might not have a drought in the summer. That would be good. This year was really good. The water levels were high in the lakes, and everybody was happy. It was still super hot. Um, but that is the wrap on the little doodads. Got my hoodie on today. It's my Hilo Hawaii, University of Hawaii. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My favorite hoodie. Um, Shout out to the Vulcans. Yes, I did say Vulcans. That is our mascot, a Vulcan. That could be because of the volcano on the island. Uh, anyway, so let's get to our Book Talk Thursday reading wrap up for October 2024. And let's get started with that. So here we are. We are gathered here today, Book Talk Thursday, for our reading wrap. What did I finish in October? Well, since you asked, I finished Razorblade Tears, Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby, Rules of Magic by Alice Hoffman, House Across the Lake by Riley Sager, Clown in a Cornfield by Adam Cesar, Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle, and Deserts Driving and Derelicts by Tanya Kappas. Yeah, and I did just finish another Tanya Kappas this month already. It was a Christmassy one. It was Christmas, what was it? Yeah, I just finished it yesterday. Christmas Criminals and Campers. It's our Campers and Criminals series. Those are fun. But that was my first actually Christmas story of the season so far, and that will be in the next month's wrap up. Yeah. So, first one, Desert Striving and Derelicts, was a short little cozy mystery series by Tanya Kappas. I gave it 4 stars. Most of these I've given 4 stars. They're just really cute and cozy, and it's a short little audio, 4 hours, and yeah, 4 stars. It is um about a lady, Mae West. She has left New York. Her husband was arrested for a Ponzi scheme, left her with no money and nothing, and all she had was a camper, and told that she owned this campground in Normal, Kentucky called Happy Trails. And so she took her little camper and herself to Happy Trails, and now she runs the Happy Trails campground in Normal, Kentucky. Um, and she has a little dog now, Fifi. Um, and yeah, so it's just little crimes and murders that happens throughout, and it's by the Daniel Boone National Forest. I don't know if that's a real forest, but it could be, probably. But anyway, I don't know. I didn't Google it. But yeah, so this one is about I forgot what this one was about. Anyway, it's I think this is the number 2 in the Campers and Criminals series. I had got it out of order because I was waiting for number 2 to come available on audio through my Libby app, and it took a long time for this one. I don't know why, but I've listened to 1, and now I've listened to 2, but I listened to 3, and the one I just listened to, the Christmas one, was number 4, and I went on, and before I got to this one, the Desert Striving and Derelicts, I had listened to 5 and 6, I believe, in the Campers and Criminals series. So I'm up to I finished up through 6 now, and I think I have the number 7 on hold on the Libby app, the audio. So continue on with that. She has a ton of them. I mean, there's, for the Campers and Criminals series, there's like, I don't know, at least 30, I think. They're just short little stories. And I think you can buy, I don't know if she should have the books on. I know there's other books she has on available for sale on Amazon. But yeah. Anyway, so this was a cute little story. This is this story was, I think, she how she got the dog Fifi um that she adopted now. It's about this little dog who is a show dog, a pedigree dog, and the think it's the dog has a nanny, and there is a really expensive watch that goes missing, is stolen, and either, I think it was the nanny is for the dog, is killed, and so they're trying to figure out who's where it happened to this watch that was worth like $1 million or something, and who killed this dog nanny. But it was really cute. I really enjoyed that. And now that there's a dog in the series, I really, this just upped it a little bit. And so the next one is Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle. This is a new one that came out this year. And this is a horror. Um, I think it's listed as a horror, but kind of a mystery, um, thriller horror type thing. So this is about a guy who's a writer in Hollywood, and he's created I don't know if it's movies or a TV show or some streaming show, and that's very popular. And he's going to just yeah, excuse me. He's going to 2 of his characters. He's getting ready to write, I guess it's the season finale, and he wants to tell that they're gay. And so he's gonna, at this finale, the season finale ending, he's gonna create this big scene to let people know that these 2 characters are gay. Well, he's before that happens, he's called into his this office of this big movie person, and he gets told, and it's supposedly his friend, if they're friends too, and he tells him that, um, they the big wigs upstairs, wherever that is, want you to kill off a gay character, or the gay characters, or they don't want you to write that these characters are gay, or if you do, you have to kill them off. And so I guess, I don't know if this is true or not, I didn't Google it, but he says, oh, so you want me to bury my gays, which I guess he was saying that in the Hollywood movie writing section, that it's a thing that all the gay characters always get killed off somehow, and yeah, they don't get to live happily ever after. So and he is gay himself, and he's like, that's not right, I can't do this. And so he's like, well, so this boss guy says, well, then, you're going to be let go, you're out of here, your contract ends, and there's going to be a big lawsuit, blah blah blah, and it'll drag on, yada yada yada. And so he's like, I don't care, I'm not killing off my gays, they do whatever they want, but I'm going to have my ending anyway. So that's how it opens up. He goes to the movie um com- place, the movie sets, and Minnie, and he is having this meeting about this. And so he leaves there, and then some strange things starts happening, and people start getting killed off. This movie producer guy, he's killed off, and uh the main character, his name is Misha, he witnesses this. And then there's a character that uh re they made a movie, but there's the person that had played in the movie, the actor, had died. So they did an AI, and brought back um, this movie star through AI, and did another a complete movie. And so there is there's like AI stuff talking about in this book. It's really interesting. I was very surprised on the ending and how all this was unfolding. And then there's this horror aspect of these characters from his past. He's a horror writer, so the past horror characters from these different movies he's written are like somehow coming to life, and they're haunting him, and his some friends and people he knows are getting killed off, or they're getting threatened. And he's worried for his best friend, is a lady who is the head tech person, I think, at the studio. And his boyfriend, he's worried about something's going to happen to them. And there's these these horror characters that he's had, they're seemingly stalking him, um, this writer guy, because he's not killing off these gay characters that the movie company wants him to. So anyway, it's just a wild and crazy ride. It was very interesting. I really, really liked it. It was a good thrill. The horror, there was some, it's a little bit graphic. It's not graphic all the way throughout, but it is a horror, so there is some graphic things. But I gave it 5 stars. I heard good things about this book throughout when it came out. I don't remember what month it came out. I think in the summertime it came out this year. But I've heard a lot of people say good things about this on BookTube, and so I wanted to read it. So I actually got it in my library earlier than I thought I was going to, so I was able to finish it in um, October. And yeah, I really enjoyed this. It was a page turner, and it was just fascinating how they're using this concept of I don't want to tell anymore, but anyway, um, and these seemingly horror characters come to life and start stalking someone. Yeah, it's wild and crazy ride, but it was fun. I I liked it. I enjoyed it. I liked the ending. It was cool. I can almost see a maybe number 2, but I don't know. Probably not. You just leave it alone at number 1, Amy. Just leave one book. But yeah, it wasn't that big a book. It was 294 pages, and yeah, so it was a horror genre, but yeah, it was really cool. I really enjoyed it. That was Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle, and he also wrote Camp Damascus, which little sneezy. Um, I haven't read that one, but I've heard people have liked that one too. But yeah, that was a good one. And the next one is Clown in a Cornfield by Adam Cesar. This is a young adult horror, and I got the book from the library, but I also got the audio. I had did a trial for Audible, and so I downloaded the Clown in a Cornfield audio. So I read part of it, and then most of the book I listened to the audio, and I gave that 4 stars. Actually, I wasn't sure how that was going to go because that sounded like a cheesy horror, uh, you know, um, story, but it was actually kind of interesting. About this clown aspect, but it reminded me, so this story reminds me of like a little bit sampling of the Scream movies, and and if you know, you know, but Children of the Corn, but in reverse. Yeah. So it's about this girl, this teenager, and her dad moved to this small town in Missouri. I can't think of the name. Um, but they're new in town, and he's a doctor, and she's new in school, and there's a group of kids that this story surrounds this group of kids, and one of the kids, he had a or does, I think at the beginning he was like a YouTuber person. He YouTubed his just lifestyle. And then there was an accident, and his sister died in a fall. It was at the beginning of the book. And so then it picks up with this girl, I think her name's Quinn, moves to town, and she meets one of her neighbors. One of the kids that's kind of was with this group, but they're not really with this group. And so some things start happening, that there's this clown, this giant clown, not a giant clown, but there's like a mascot for the town, I guess. I don't know how they got it. I don't remember if it's said or if it's just, yeah. There's a clown, and it wears this hat that's like a flat black flat hat. They called it a something pie hat. Anyway, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's a clown. And so she starts making friends with some of these people, and there is a festival in town that is a like a annual festival they have in town. And one of the things is the everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people get in the clown outfits and prance around as this clown. I guess the clown's name is Friendo. And so some things happen at this festival. And so what happens is these teenagers um, are viewed by the adults in town. A lot of the adults think these teenagers are just rambunctious, reckless, and they just are causing trouble. And, it's kind of the old saying of the older people don't like the younger people don't like the older people, blah, blah, blah. So there's this rift in town between us adults and this group of teens. And the sheriff, he's not a teen friendly kind of guy. Anyway, so it goes on about how a slasher film would go. Eventually, these some people start getting killed, and then there's going to be, the reason I say it's reminiscent of Scream is because in Scream, the big uh the big showdown happened at the house party, and so they're having this party out at this barn on this farmer's property, and there's a cornfield. And so yeah, you can just imagine the clown comes out and starts killing these kids. Oh, and he has a crossbow. Where he got a crossbow out of this, I don't know, but that was a interesting new a clown with a crossbow in a cornfield. Yeah. So the kids try to escape, and then the one girl, I guess you would call the final girl, Quinn. I think her name is Quinn. Is trying to help escape and survive, and also help these other people getting out. Anyway, there's a big showdown at the end. I'm not going to tell it because that would be a spoiler. But yeah, it was interesting. I I liked how it started ending. It was different and weird, but of course it's a clown slasher. I mean, you're going to have weird. Um but yeah, so number one rule is a slasher clown is chasing you. Do not run towards or in a cornfield. It's not going to end well. You're not going to escape. You're in a maze of corn. And uh, yeah, I think maybe that's the one lesson that the kids learned out of this would be don't go into a cornfield when a clown is chasing you with a crossbow. Anywho, it has a big finale about who's doing this, and there is a Clown in a Cornfield 2 that I have, and Clown in a Cornfield 3. So that means, by that, this clown or another clown survives, or another clown comes into the next one to revenge this clown or whatever. I kind of know what happened because I read the book. But yeah. So there is a trilogy of The Clown in the Cornfield. But I did give it 4 stars because I thought it was very interesting. It did remind me again of the Scream movies just because of a group of kids, the teenagers, there's a slasher, they go to a party at a um at a well, in the movie it's a house, in this it's a barn, cornfield, having a big party. Um, and then, of course, the Children of the Corn, which I would say was kind of like a reverse Children of the Corn. But anyway, so yeah, short, simple. And like I said, this is the number one in a trilogy. So far, it's a trilogy. I don't know if there's going to be any more, but yeah, the audiobook was 8 hours, and the book was like, I think it was around 300 or under 300 pages. It wasn't very big. They're not very big books. And it is a young adult horror. So I guess that means that it's not as horror as maybe an adult would be. I don't know. It still had horror. It was still graphic. Yeah, there you go. Clown in a cornfield. Oh, the things I want to read. The next one is House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I really enjoyed this one too. I gave it 4 stars. I did listen to the audiobook. It was 11 hours. I did get the book from the library. I started reading the book, and then my audio came in through my Libby app. So I started listening to the audio, and yeah, it's a thriller mystery. It's about a lady who she was an actress, and she goes away to her family's lake house to kind of recuperate and relax. And her husband had passed away, and he actually drowned at the lake there. But this is kind of a relaxing place for her. So, and she's drinking a little too much, and she's got binoculars, and she's watching the house across the lake, all for a fun-filled afternoon. Um, and a book plot. But yeah, so something happens at the house across the lake as she's watching in her binoculars. But it's a man and a woman that's over there. It's a um, there's some rich people. The guy, I forget, he's some tech owner or something. I don't know. And the lady was a model or something, and she's a famous lady too. Younger, I think the lady that's the main character is Casey. And she's there to just chill out, drink herself to passing out, and watching the house with her binoculars. And so, anyway, so she sees something in the lake, and she goes out to the lake in her little rowboat, and she realizes it's that lady across the lake was in the, like, floating on top of the lake, like something happened. So she goes out and rescues her, and she saves her and brings her across, to her house and warms her up, and they're talking. So they start having a little friendship, and so she kind of worries about this lady. Anyway, as time goes on, she's still watching the house, obviously. And then something else happens across the street, and then the younger lady goes missing, and so she's wondering, Casey's wondering what happened, and so yeah, so it goes from there, and you're wondering if she's like imagining this, is she dreaming it, is something happened or it's not happened, and so it's a little thriller mystery, like that, and it reminds me of the movie, uh Rear Window. I think it's Rear Window with Jimmy Stewart and Grace Kelly, and he's got a broken leg, and Jimmy Stewart's character, and he's holed up in his apartment, and he can't go in. He's a photographer, and so he's held up in his apartment. So he's watching there's like this apartment complex, and so his apartment window faces across the complex to another apartment window, and he's watching with his I don't know if he has binoculars, but I know he has his long lens on his camera, and he's watching the apartments across the way from him, to pass time. So this story reminds me of that with Jimmy Stewart and Grace Kelly. That's a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, I'll pop it up, picture of it here. But I love that movie. That's one of my favorite Jimmy Stewart movies. But it's just so yeah, it's just so good. And so when I heard about this one and I started reading it, it did remind me of that in obviously a different way. This is about a lake and a lake house, and but anyway, so this was a good story. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I gave it 4 stars. It's a thriller. It's a Riley Sager. It came out in 2022, and I did listen to the audio, and yeah. So there's that. And then the next one is Rules of Magic by Alice Hoffman. I wanted to read Practical Magic this season, by Alice Hoffman, and I'm still reading that. I have a few pages left. I wanted to get it done before Halloween, but I didn't quite get there. But this one I had read before, because I had Practical Magic on my hold list on my Libby app for the audio, but then the book came in I had on hold before the audio, so I'm reading the book, and I'm really enjoying Practical Magic. But the Rules of Magic I read first, so Alice Hoffman wrote Practical Magic, and then I don't know which. This is 2017 Rules of Magic. So she wrote 2 prequels to Practical Magic, and then she wrote a sequel to Practical Magic. So if that's confusing in itself, right? So I read Rules of Magic was the prequel before Practical Magic. So it's basically about the ants. If you've seen the movie Practical Magic with Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman, um, they go and they're raised by their aunts. They live with their aunts, and then Sandra Bullock's character has 2 daughters. So this Rules of Magic is about the ants character growing up in their life, and their just life. So it's a historical fiction, witchy magic. It has sad stuff, and it just things that they've gone through in their life. But it's interesting. I really like the story. I liked Alice Hoffman's writing, and I'm really liking, like I said, the Practical Magic. And I do have the Book of Magic, which is the sequel after Practical Magic. I do have that one. I got the book from my library, so hopefully after I finish, at some point, I will get to that one. But yeah, so I gave this 4 stars. Rules of Magic. It's about like I said, the ants. The ants is the Owens women, their life, and they were living in Massachusetts, I believe, and just growing up and their lifestyle, and their love life or not love life, or it's just a witchy magical historical fiction. I don't know how else to explain it. This was a good one. Rules of Magic by Alice Hoffman. And then the last one here was Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby. I really liked the story. I liked it. I liked it so much that I bought 2 other S.A. Cosbys I found at the Goodwill in the library sale. Um, so this one I gave 5 stars. This was a very good story. It was about these 2 fathers who seek revenge and finding out who killed their sons. Their 2 sons were married, and they had a little girl, and they were killed, murdered, and the fathers, the, the 2 fathers are. So this is set in Virginia, and one father's black and one father's white. They've both been to prison. They both, one father is kind of, well, not kind of, I would say he's not, you know, financially secure at all, or has, anything worth his name. He's been divorced, and now his son's dead, and he's uh, he was not okay with his son's lifestyle. And so it had a rift between him and his son. And so, but now that his son has died, he's regretting all these things that he said to his son, and the things he didn't do or didn't say, blah blah blah. And so the same for the other father. There's a black father who's also been in prison and has a history. He does better financially. He's a landscaper. He owns his own company. He has employees. But he also has did not agree with his son's lifestyle. He said things or he didn't say things, and they had a rift also. And now him and his wife are raising this little girl, that their granddaughter. And so these 2 fathers end up getting together and set on this path of why were their sons murdered, who did it, and then basically want to haul out some revenge on these persons who did this. And yeah, it's a graphic story. Something like this would be. There's a group of a biker gang. There is the rich side of town. Um, and yeah. So it's basically that story about finding out who killed their sons and wanting to get revenge. And I like the way it ended. I was surprised how it ended. It had a little surprise for me because I didn't think it would end on that kind of note, but it did. I expected certain things to happen in the ending, and some things did, and some things didn't. But yeah. Um, so that book's from 2021. It was published, and it's a thriller mystery. Has LGBT themes. The book was 336 pages. I did read the book. Like I said, I have 2 of his other books, Blacktop Wasteland and All the Sinners Bleed. And I'm really anxious to read those, and see how they are. I've heard good things about those. I heard really good things about this story, and that's the reason I picked it up from the library. I got a hold of it fairly quickly, and like I said, I really did enjoy it. It was really a good thriller, crime fiction. I really did feel for these 2 characters who lost their sons, even though at times, they were pretty much shits. They could be, to how they um, treated their sons because of lives, their lives, but now their sons are gone and they're having regrets and thinking twice about how they thought, what they thought. And that just goes to show it's a little too late when someone's gone to have regrets or say you're sorry. Um, you need to think about that a little bit earlier before someone um, passes, because you don't get it. They didn't, don't get a second chance to go back and apologize or say I'm sorry or I love you, blah blah blah. Um, yeah. So it had some tears. It was tearful. It was sad. It was anxiety, a thriller type of thing, and it was a good story. I really liked it. The plot was good, and I like the ending. I like the characters. I like these two characters, even though, like I said, they can be really shitty guys. I did like how these characters were written. I felt it was more of an realistic point of view of maybe, um, out there of two fathers who don't agree with their sons' lives, and but yet have come to, regret not being able to be a better father. Anyway, so that is my reading wrap up for October, the sixth one. So I had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I had four stars and 2 5 stars. And yeah, Razorblade Tears was 5 stars. Yeah, so I had a good reading month for October for the ones that I finished. I really liked everything I read. I didn't have a bad read. When we come back here on Tuesday, cross your fingers and have high hopes. We'll be back here on Tuesday for Book Talk Tuesday, and I forget, I might have a reading update for Tuesday. Also, I forget what I was going to do. I do have some books I wrote down, a list that I wanted anticipating reads, but it was for October and some in November. Might go over that. It's some anticipated releases for October, November, 2024. Some of them that just caught my eye that sounded really fun, um, exciting reads. Um, yeah, so that probably would be the Tuesday. We'll go over that, and then my reading update, and see where I'm at and where you're at and what we're doing and how cold it is or not cold. But anyway, well, that is Book Talk Thursday, November 7th, 2024. I hope you're having a good week, and we made it through Thursday this far. You've made it through this video this far, if you're still here. And I hope you have a good weekend, and we'll be back here on Tuesday. Have a good week. Thanks. Bye.